The police officer said, "You're not married, right? I need your number." I replied, "We're dating." From the very first moment she stepped out of her patrol car, I felt something shift inside me, something I couldn't name but couldn't ignore either. It was a late summer afternoon, the kind where the breeze carries the smell of cut grass and the streets look calm enough to make you believe nothing bad ever happens here. Yet my heart was pounding like I had been caught doing something wrong, even though all I had done was exist at the wrong place at the exact moment she pulled up. She walked toward me with confidence, sunlight catching in her blonde ponytail, her uniform perfectly fitted, her smile warm in a way that instantly disarmed every fear I had. And then she said it, asking whether I was married, whether she could get my number, and the world suddenly felt like it was spinning too fast for reality. If you believe in kindness, unexpected connections, and second chances, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, because stories like these remind us how unpredictable and beautiful life can be. I wasn't used to anyone looking at me the way she did. I had spent most of my life avoiding attention, slipping through my days quietly, trying not to be a burden to anyone. I grew up in a house where love was something you earned by being useful, not something given freely. So when a police officer, someone embodying authority and strength, looked at me with a soft curiosity as if I mattered, I didn't know how to respond. I wasn't even sure how to breathe normally. She wasn't there for an emergency, she wasn't responding to a call. She was simply patrolling the neighborhood, and I had just stepped outside to check the mail. But somehow, in those few seconds of unexpected connection, something in me awakened, hope, maybe, or the desire to be seen for who I truly was. For the next few days, her presence lingered in my thoughts like a gentle echo. I kept replaying that conversation in my mind. Her voice had carried a mix of playfulness and sincerity, and the way she said she wanted my number didn't feel like a joke or a line. It felt like an invitation to step out of the lonely shadows I had been living in. I tried to shake it off, telling myself she was just being friendly, that officers often tried to build trust in their communities. But deep down, I knew it was more than that. She had looked at me the way no one ever had, like she saw something worth knowing. A week later, she came back. I wasn't expecting her, but the moment I saw that patrol car slow down in front of my house, my heart slipped into a rhythm I hadn't felt in years. She got out with that same bright smile, and this time, the conversation felt easier. She asked about my day, she laughed at small things, and she spoke with a warmth that made me feel like the world just got a little safer. Slowly, she became a regular presence. Sometimes she'd just wave from the car. Sometimes she'd stop and talk for a few minutes. And every time, she left behind a feeling of lightness, a feeling I'd forgotten I was capable of holding. It took me weeks to admit to myself that I was falling for her. But even then, I fought it. I didn't think someone like her would want someone like me, someone with a quiet life, an ordinary job, and no remarkable qualities. She was brave, bold, adored by the neighborhood children, trusted by every person she met. What did I have to offer? Still, there was something in her eyes each time she looked at me, something that suggested I was wrong to doubt myself. Then came the day everything changed. She knocked on my door on her day off, wearing casual clothes, her hair loose, her smile softer than I had ever seen it. She told me she had been thinking about me. She told me she felt something she couldn't explain. She told me she didn't want to keep pretending our connection was just friendly. And before I could even fully understand what was happening, she admitted that she had asked for my number that first day because she genuinely wanted to know if she had a chance with me. I felt the world stop. No one had ever wanted me like that. No one had ever chosen me out of pure emotion. In that moment, I realized she wasn't just a police officer doing her rounds, she was a person searching for something real, something grounding, something true. And somehow, I was part of that search. Our relationship didn't start with fireworks. It started with small acts of care, her bringing me coffee on her break, me saving her a portion of whatever I cooked, her checking on me when she knew I had a rough day. She shared stories about the pressures of her job, the things she saw, the weight she carried. I shared the insecurities I had always been afraid to voice. And with each conversation, each moment, each honest confession, we stepped deeper into something rare and beautiful. But life doesn't give you love without testing it. One evening she showed up looking fragile, more exhausted than I had ever seen her. A case had shaken her deeply, one involving a family she couldn't save in time. She blamed herself, even though she had done everything right. She stood there, trembling, eyes on the verge of breaking, and for the first time, I saw the human behind the badge. I pulled her close, held her as she finally let the weight of the world fall off her shoulders, and in that moment, something inside her healed. She told me I made her feel safe, that she didn't have to be strong every minute of the day around me. And I realized that love wasn't about being extraordinary, it was about being exactly what someone needs in their most vulnerable moments. As months passed, our bond deepened. She helped me find confidence I didn't know I had. I helped her rediscover softness she thought the job had taken away. We became each other's quiet strength. And every time she looked at me, I felt like I mattered more than I had ever imagined possible. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more people who need them. Before I end this story, comment below, do you believe unexpected people can change your life forever? And as for that very first moment, the one where she asked if I was married and whether she could get my number, I now realize she wasn't just asking a question. She was opening a door neither of us knew we needed. Today, when she comes home after a long shift and smiles at me with that same spark in her eyes, I silently thank the universe for the day a police officer walked up to me and unknowingly changed my entire world.